We can embed images, audio files, and videos in our HTML pages using the image, audio, and video tags. Let's start by embedding an image on our web page. We can either embed a local image that's located in our project folder, or use an absolute path to an image hosted elsewhere on the web. For example, if we have a project with an image that's located in an assets folder one level up from our current folder, our usage of the image would look like this. We first start by declaring the image tag. Next, we set the source attribute on the image. The value of this attribute is the path to the photo. We also need to add an alt tag to our image. This is a text alternative that will be read aloud for visually impaired or blind users that rely on screen readers. If we check out our browser, we can see our beach image rendering nicely. Let's add a second image from the internet. For this, we'll use the beach image from the Explore California webpage. To get the image path for the tag, we can right-click and select Copy Image Address. Then we can take this URL and use it as the source attribute in our image tag. When we head back to the browser, we can see our two photos rendering properly. One cool feature of HTML images is the ability to include source set and size attributes. The source set attribute allows you to include one or more strings that indicate potential image sources. This way, if a user is on a low bandwidth network, they can receive a more compressed image file. Next, let's add an audio file. For this, we can use the audio tag to embed audio content on our web pages. In our assets folder, there is a chill out MP3 file. We'll use that to create our audio player. We'll add the controls attribute so the player includes the browser's default controls. You can create your own controls with the HTML Media Element API instead of using the browser default controls. If we head to our browser, we can see our audio file is being rendered properly and can be played out loud. We can also use the source tag instead of the source attribute to add multiple audio file types. This is useful when a browser doesn't support a specific file type. It will traverse the source elements until it finds one it can play. And if we head back to our browser, we can see that the audio player is still being rendered properly. Lastly, let's add a video to our page. The video element allows us to embed a video player in the web page. Just like the audio element, we can create a video element with the controls attribute to use the default browser video controls. Inside the video element, we'll create a source element. This takes the video link, either relative path for a local file or an absolute path for a web-hosted video, as well as the file type. Remember, you can include multiple sources with different video types in the event that a browser doesn't support a particular file type. Inside our assets folder, we have a file called writinginajournal.mp4. Let's use this in our video tag. First, let's create the video tag and give it a width of 450 and a height of 275. This will prevent the video from rendering too large in the browser. We'll also add the controls attribute to display the player controls. Next, we can add the source element. We'll set the source attribute to the relative path for the video. We'll also set the file type as video/mp4. Lastly, let's add some text within the video tag that will render if the browser can't render the video. And if we head back to our browser, we can see our video is being rendered accordingly. That's it! Now you know how to add images, audio files, and videos to your web page.